How you doing? My name is Antonio. My page is Unapologetically Black ADOS. Ask that you like and subscribe to my page. I swear to you, my people, I get tired of doing videos about Donald Trump. But the reason why I do videos about Donald Trump is because Donald Trump is the clearest visual example of the decivilization of white America.
Calls to poison control hotlines have skyrocketed across the U.S. as more Americans have questions about using bleach and other disinfectants to keep COVID-19 away. The increase in poison calls coming days after President Donald Trump suggested this.
I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injecting?
We have to understand that Donald Trump represents the intellectual failures of America education system. When you have people that support a president that suggested that you ingest bleach and place UV lighting inside of your body in order to combat the coronavirus, and people still continue to support him as president, that is the clearest indication of a decivilizing nation that you could ever have.
It is not advised and can be deadly. In the past 2 days, there's been a significant increase in calls to the Illinois Poison Center compared to this same time last year, associated with exposures to cleaning agents.
I'm honestly not that familiar with white households, but black people was taught not to follow the leader. So for Trump to suggest that people digest bleach and then other disinfectants, and you have a multitude of calls of people who being placed in the emergency room because they digested such poisonous material, and then for people to continue to listen and follow and support a person who's disseminating information that cause harm to the community and refuse to take accountability and to correct the misinformation that he has placed out into the community, and they still would like to place him as president.
Health officials in Illinois say the calls included people using detergent as sinus rinse and gargling with bleach and mouthwash in an attempt to kill the coronavirus. President Trump has since tried to clarify his comments.
That was done in the form of a sarcastic question to the reporters.
It is clear from this press conference that Donald Trump is serious about his suggestions for people to digest disinfectants. He is talking to his leading experts. However, white people do not mind being lied to because their objective and goal is to find somebody who is willing to prosecute you. We have to really wake up and pay attention and understand that America is a declining civilization. We have to understand that white people are decivilizing right before our very eyes, and the support that they give to Donald Trump is just an example of that. And I've shown and did so many videos of examples of how Trump have exploited his own supporters. So for you not to be able to see the fact that these people are willing to surrender American democracy in order to place a dictator in position to oppress you, then you are very ignorant.
Very powerful light. And I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way. And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting. Right, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning, because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number of the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors with. But it sounds interesting to me. So we'll see. But the whole concept.
Morning, guys. Last night, before I went to
It's no surprise that Donald Trump leads in the least educated white Americans when it comes to his voting population. It's no coincidence of that. And the ignorance of their actions and following behind his words is a prime example of the stupidity of the collective of white people who support Donald Trump. And it's time to take the gloves off and stop talking nice to these people. It's time to identify these ignorant ass people as what they are. It's time for black people to have a real awakening and understand that these Europeans use this government as a weapon against you.
I'm not a doctor, but I'm like a person that has a good, you know what.
When the person with the most powerful position on the planet is encouraging people to think about disinfectants, whether it was serious or not, people listen.
After Trump embraced 2 anti-malaria drugs as a coronavirus therapy, shortages were reported among patients with a proven need to take it. The drugs are known to have serious side effects, prompting Canadian health authorities to caution against using them without the supervision of a doctor. Health Canada is concerned that some people may be directly buying and using chloroquine or hydroxychloroquine to prevent or treat COVID-19, reads the warning. But on Sunday, the Trump administration's coronavirus coordinator avoided amplifying the message that disinfectants shouldn't be used internally.
They're gonna ignore his refusal to take a responsibility for promoting them to poison themselves. It's hilarious, but it's dangerous at the same time. That's why you have to read the book White Rage or White Rural American Rage, and you will understand how much these Europeans collectively hate you and how much they are actually plotting for your destruction, how much Europeans are working collectively against your interests, how much they are working collectively to deprive you of freedom as much as possible, even at the expense of depriving themselves as possible because they can no longer use race. But they are willing to surrender democracy in order to get a dictator that will oppress black people. I can say,
Dr. Birx, I just want to give you the opportunity right now. What should the American people know about disinfectants and the human body?
It bothers me that this is still in the news cycle. I think I've made it clear that this was amusing.
Trump's musings on live TV have raised questions about whether his role in the White House's daily coronavirus briefings should be scaled back. Now, Trump expressing frustration over those briefings on Twitter, writing, "Not worth the time and effort." For City News, I'm Karen Ciolin.
they would like to vote in a person as president who do not want to take the time and effort to consult with experts in order to give proper information that will help the public. This is who they choose to elevate as president. This is who white people choose to get behind. If you don't see that this is the decline in American democracy, then you are not paying attention.